In a small, peaceful village nestled between rolling hills and dense forests, there lived a young woman named Kirabo. She was known for her radiant beauty and gentle spirit. The village believed she was destined for greatness. Kirabo was promised to a wealthy merchant's son, Kofi, a young man with great ambition and charm. Their union was arranged to bring prosperity to both families. But Kirabo's heart had already been stolen by someone else, Kofi's younger brother named Kwame, who had recently arrived in the village. His arrival had sparked curiosity and whispers among the villagers, as he was not supposed to return the village before finishing his studies in the city. Kirabo and Kwame's connection was instant and undeniable. They met in secret, their passion growing with each stolen moment. They knew their love was forbidden, but the pull between them was too strong. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Kirabo confessed her feelings to Kwame. They vowed to find a way to be together, despite the consequences. But their love came with a heavy price. Kofi, sensing something was amiss, began to grow suspicious. He watched Kirabo's every move, trying to uncover her secret. The tension in the village grew as rumors spread about Kirabo's affair. Villagers whispered about the scandal that was about to unfold, and both families were on edge. Kirabo's parents, deeply concerned, confronted her. They demanded to know the truth about her relationship with Kwame. Kirabo, unable to lie, confessed everything. Kirabo's confession shocked her parents. They warned her of the dangers of defying tradition and the consequences of bringing shame upon their family. Despite her parents' warnings, Kirabo and Kwame continued their secret meetings. Their love only deepened, even as the threat of discovery loomed over them. As the village festival approached, Kofi decided to confront Kirabo. He demanded to know if she still loved him, but Kirabo could no longer pretend. She admitted that her heart belonged to another. Enraged, Kofi went to Kirabo's parents, accusing her of betraying him and the entire village. The scandal quickly spread, and the village was thrown into chaos. Kirabo's parents, humiliated and desperate, ordered her to end her relationship with Kwame immediately. They threatened to disown her if she refused. Kirabo, heartbroken, met Kwame one last time. She told him of her parents' ultimatum and the impossible choice she faced. Kwame, devastated, promised he would find a way for them to be together. That night, as the village slept, Kirabo's parents secretly arranged for her to be sent away to a distant relative's home. They hoped to separate her from Kwame and save their family's honor. But before Kirabo could be sent away, Kwame appeared, begging her to run away with him. Kirabo hesitated, torn between her love for Kwame and her duty to her family. In a moment of passion, Kirabo agreed to flee with Kwame. They ran to the edge of the village, where they shared a tender, stolen moment, unaware of the tragedy that was about to unfold. But their escape was short-lived. Kirabo's father, having discovered their plan, gathered a group of villagers to stop them. A confrontation ensued, leading to a violent clash between Kwame and Kirabo's father. Amid the chaos, Kirabo's father struck Kwame down, leaving him wounded. Kirabo, in shock, rushed to Kwame's side, but it was too late. Her world shattered as she realized the gravity of what had happened. As the villagers dragged Kirabo away, she felt a wave of nausea and dizziness. A sudden realization hit her: she might be pregnant with Kwame's child. The weight of this possibility crushed her, knowing that her life, already shattered, was about to become even more complicated. Kirabo was confined to her family's home, kept under close watch by her parents. They had heard of pregnancy and were determined to prevent any further disgrace. Kirabo, though overwhelmed, began to feel a sense of resolve. She couldn't allow her child to suffer for the sins of the past. Days passed, and Kirabo's parents, unable to bear the shame, decided to send her away to a distant relative, hoping to hide her pregnancy. They told her that if she ever returned, she would no longer be their daughter. Kirabo's heart broke, but she knew she had to protect her unborn child, even if it meant leaving everything behind. Before leaving, Kirabo returned to the spot where she and Kwame had shared their final moments. She whispered a vow to the wind, promising to raise their child with love and to never forget him. As she stood there, she felt a new strength rising within her. She was no longer just a victim of circumstance, but a mother who would fight for her child's future. As Kirabo prepared to leave the village, news of her departure spread. The village elders, outraged by the scandal, declared that Kwame's family must leave as well. The village was divided. Some saw this as just punishment, while others mourned the loss of two families who had once been respected members of the community. As Kirabo walked away from the village, she knew that life would be hard, but she also knew that she had made the right choice. She was leaving behind a life of shame and scandal, but she was also taking with her the memory of a love that had been real and a new life that held the promise of hope. And as she disappeared into the horizon, she vowed that one day she would return stronger, wiser, and ready to face whatever the future held. As the sun dipped low on the horizon, casting long shadows over the village square, Kwame and Kofi finally came face to face. The entire village gathered around them, sensing that this confrontation was inevitable. Tension crackled in the air as the two brothers, once inseparable, now stood as bitter rivals, each with fire in their eyes. The villagers whispering that this is not supposed to be the ending of these two brothers. This is just one of the many tales that lie hidden in the shadows. If you want to hear more stories like this, subscribe to African Mystic Folktales.